Hey everybody, this is Zombies Ate My Neighbors, a fun little top-down run-and-gun game developed by LucasArts and published by Konami for both the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. In this video, we'll be focusing on the former. Now, this game was something of a sleeper hit when it was released back in 1993, and full disclosure, I do have quite a rosy view of this game from playing it in my youth, but I will try to remain objective. If you're looking for a story, you're not gonna get one. And that's perfectly fine, because if they tried to adhere this whole nonsense to any kind of narrative structure, it wouldn't be able to go to nearly as many wacky places as it does. The characters you choose from are Zeke and Julie, and I'm honestly surprised they even bothered to name these guys because everything about them is inconsequential. The developers know you just want to get to the good stuff, so yeah, just go ahead and pick Zeke because he looks like he's ready to chug a Sunny D and kick some zombie ass. Level 1, Zombie Panic, is a good introduction to the game and gives you a nice, easy level to figure out the gameplay and explore some of the weapons and mechanics. As you play, you'll see that this isn't simply a try-to-survive type game. Along with surviving, you'll have to rescue the neighbors who are scattered around the level. In fact, the whole point of each level is to rescue all the neighbors, none of whom appear to understand the gravity of the situation they're in. Like this nincompoop is out here flipping burgers for Christ's sakes. If an enemy touches one of the neighbors, they die. At the beginning of the game, there are 10 neighbors to rescue, but if one dies, there are only 9 to rescue in the next level. If all neighbors die, the game is over. Which kinda sucks because, in a way, it turns the whole game into something of an escort mission, and believe me, there are some bullshit situations where the neighbors will get killed no matter what you do. It also kinda sucks that you will get to a point where there's only one neighbor left alive, so each level then becomes just a singular mad dash for that one person. The weapons are a bit contentious for me. You'll spend 95% of the time using your water gun because of its abundant ammo and ease of use, but you also get things like soda cans, cutlery, plates, popsicles, footballs, a crucifix, a fire extinguisher, and a friggin' bazooka, which I gotta admit is a little dramatic compared to the other weapons, but sure, fine. The weapons kind of do different things, like the soda cans act like grenades, while the fire extinguisher freezes enemies, and the bazooka blows holes in things, which is super helpful. But for the most part, a lot of them just fly forward, which is mildly annoying because having a lot of weapons that do the same thing means your inventory can get pretty junked up, and you switch between weapons with the B button, so sometimes you're just sitting there flipping through weapons, trying to find the bazooka, and shit, there it was. You also get special items like keys to open doors, first aid kits, and a potion that turns you into a big purple monster that is invincible and can punch through walls and yeah. Level 2, Evening of the Undead, also has you shooting zombies in a suburban area, while Level 3, Terror in Aisle 5, introduces these evil axe-wielding Chucky dolls that move quickly, laugh maniacally, and catch fire in the most horrifying ways. By this point, it's still somewhat easy, and maybe you've lost a neighbor or two, but hold on to your butt skin because the difficulty spikes considerably with Level 4, Chainsaw Hedge Maze Mayhem. Yes, this whole level you're being chased through a maze by these Jason mask-wearing guys with chainsaws. And let me tell you, they are fast. Not only that, but they cut through the walls of the maze to get at you quicker, and most of the weapons are useless against them. The strategy is to use these clown decoy special items to distract them, because this level wasn't terrifying enough, we need to throw laughing clowns on top of everything. I like Level 5, Weird Kids on the Block, because of the name, and because the enemies are these pod people clones. Level 6 really starts taking things afield with Pyramid of Fear, which of course means mummies. The only semblance of an overarching narrative involves Dr. Tongue, and in Level 7, Dr. Tongue's Castle of Terror, you see him chugging a potion and then disappearing before you have to fight Frankenstein. What happened there? Who knows? You'll find out later, but right now there are much bigger fish to fry with Level 8, Titanic Toddler. If things weren't off the rails already, they sure are now, because look at this thing! This level serves as something of a boss battle, which means you have to take this baby out before you can move on. First of all, why the hell does he move so fast? Like right from the hop, he mows over at least 3 neighbors, and if you get in his way, you get flattened. He even moves faster than the projectile, so good luck trying to hit him with your bazooka. The power of Christ compel- God damn it. Ugh. The way this baby moves has to be a coding error that the developers decided to leave in just to have a laugh or something. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Life bar really would be helpful here. When you finally take him out, you get a special key which allows you to end the level. Alright, level 9 is Toxic Terrors, which has you fighting these pink boogers. But I'm not going to go through things level by level because there are 55 levels in this game! Yeah, that is one hell of a lot of content.
And as you move through them, you encounter werewolves, Martians, UFOs, fishmen, giant ants, sandworms, you name it.
Eventually, the levels start recycling content, which means you'll see the Chucky dolls again, you'll be back in the shopping mall, and oh, god damn it!
This game also saves your progress by using passwords, which are given out every few levels and are mercifully short, so you have an infinite number of cracks at the warehouse of the evil toys. Alright, let's talk gameplay. This game plays reasonably well and things are responsive, but there are some weird issues when it comes to your character's position vis-a-vis picking up items, rescuing neighbors, or even opening doors and cupboards. Sometimes you're there, but for whatever reason the game doesn't acknowledge it, meaning you'll sometimes run over an item a few times before you actually collect it. Or you'll be standing damn near on top of a neighbor and they won't be rescued, which can be nerve-wracking when the enemies are closing in on you.
This is unfortunate, but can sometimes work to your benefit, like when this soldier miraculously survived because the evil dolls evidently had this exact same problem. You know, these guys really should be helping me. Also, it's kind of nonsense that much of your success can be dependent on factors completely beyond your control. Like, sometimes you'll hear a neighbor scream off-screen because a zombie got to them before you could even see them. Or sometimes you'll get got by these purple things that are in random cupboards. Okay, let's talk graphics. As a non-Japanese game on the SNES, the expectation is for it to be somewhat ugly, as Western developers were light years behind Japanese developers when it came to sprite work. This game actually doesn't look that bad, however, and it's elevated by great art design that's inspired by schlocky B-movie horror tropes, like the purple ooze that runs down the screen when you get game over. It's really neat. But I will say there are environments that are a little drab or downright ugly. Like, look at this level. Ugh. Anyways, let's get into how this game sounds. As far as the music is concerned, this game nails it, with all kinds of awesome, spooky, cheesy, grim, goofy goodness you'd come to expect from a game called Zombies Ate My Neighbors. The chainsaw level has this great "I'm gonna get you" motif, and there's some pretty neat sound effects thrown into some of the songs, like the intercom chime in the shopping mall level. It's just a shame that there are only 9 tracks, and with 55 levels, you're gonna grow pretty accustomed to those 9 tracks. The sound effects are also quite decent, using samples for the Chucky laughs and the werewolf howls and the chainsaw revs. I like how it makes this satisfying explosion sound every time you kill a zombie, which you'll hear quite often because those shitheads are everywhere. Now, if you're wondering if this game is worth your time, I will say yes 100 times over. As mentioned before, there are so many levels, and it puts many of its short peers to shame. You're going to be playing this game for a while, and that's helped by its tremendous difficulty. And while I know it can sometimes be unfairly difficult, it's mitigated by a generous password system. And I haven't even gotten into 2-player mode. Yes, this game is fully 2-player co-op. That means you will be outrunning chainsaw men, weed-whacking deadly plants, getting squished by babies, and bazookaing sandworms with a buddy the whole time, making for some really great camaraderie. You both need to stay on the screen at the same time, however, so you'll have moments where one of you is trapped somewhere and you'll need to make maneuvers that you otherwise wouldn't have to make, but it's a fair concession for what is a fantastic 2-player experience all around. If you want to play Zombies Ate My Neighbors today, you actually have quite a few ways to do so, as a port of the SNES version was released for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And if you wanted to pick up an original cart, it isn't wickedly unaffordable compared to other games. So, since I have to grade this game, I'll give it a 7.9. Wonky, slightly unpolished gameplay mitigated by cool art design, fun music, and tremendous value. Have fun.